This week's O-Plate was the truly scintillating final of the Waterswift O-Plate from the Viritools British Kart Championships. A brilliant, brilliant race that came to a crescendo with pretty much the whole top 10 being nose to tail, but a brilliant drive from the eventual winner and a worthy race of the week.
Suffered a broken collarbone after a cycling accident earlier in the week. We are ready then. 26 runners here in the O-Plate final for IAME Waterswift in 2025. They are away and racing for 15 minutes plus one lap, and it's Harry Williams once again who gets the best of starts from pole position and will lead up to Christmas Corner for the first time. Alfie Davidson is slotted into P2. George House shuffled down a little bit in the order. Zach Champney getting involved with things as they head towards Ashby for the first time. Austin Newstead has had a very good start as well. Henry's already up to P4.
And Jensen Ackerman, who is battling with Zach Champney for the honour of being the leading privateer, was forced a little bit wide coming through Ashby's there. Now, this is now going to be a high-speed game of chess. Harry Williams said to Piers Pry at the start of the race, yes, I've got a lot of teammates around me, but there's only one winner. How long can the 5, yes, count them, 5 Fusion Motorsport drivers, how long do they play nice for before it's every man, woman and child for themselves? And what about the outliers? What about the 24 of Colby Patterson, the 84 of Mason Brooks, the two leading XL Motorsport drivers? George House has dropped to 11th place, but then you've got the Evolve kart of Luca Naraway already has made a storming start up to 8th, and you've got privateers in the top 12 as well. Kvetskis, Ackerman and Champney. It's not going to stay like that for long, but all the main players are there.
Gibson through past Newstead for P4. That's allowed Colby Patterson a route through into P5. Colby Patterson, of course, last year was with Ollie Rowland Motorsport, had a very strong finish to the 2024 season. Rebuilding now in 2025. Newstead down the inside of Patterson retakes 5th place and reforms the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Fusion Motorsport. Change for 9th place. Jensen Ackerman is through past the number 15 of Margaret Kvetskis. So that's the two privateers swapping around. Decent start for Joseph Davis as well, up 6 places for premium karting, and the number 78 is up into the top 15. And then Henry King is also on the move, has gained 3 spots, is up to 16th.
Don't sleep on the baby-faced assassin, Austin Newstead, running in 5th. He's got 6 wins in the British Championship. Which is 9th equal. He has got the same number of Motorsport UK final wins as Gus Lawrence, a triple senior X30 champion, and a certain Callum Bradshaw, ex-world karting champion. When you look at him and he smiles, it looks like butter wouldn't melt. But we call him the babyface assassin because on track, there he is in number 4. When he makes a move, he is ruthless.
And the switch to Fusion Motorsport this year, all about data, all about having strength in numbers and better opportunities to find out where those hundredths lie in terms of race setup, in terms of driving ability and driving technique. Right now, Fusion Motorsport will be delighted with this top 5 lockout, but they've not got the fastest lap. George House has just put that in. He's got back up into the top 10, has got past Margaret Kvetskis, and we've still got 11.5 minutes to go. And here is House once again trying to find a way now through past Jensen Ackerman. Ackerman on the Synergy this weekend. It's a Birrell ART underneath, of course. It's a good package round this place. We saw the intercategories last year at O-Plate meetings at Whilton Mill. That set of machinery be a good platform to build upon, and Ackerman is continuing to have a pretty good race here, Henry.
We've got this Fusion parade at the front, but let's not forget XL Motorsport. They're only going to get quicker and quicker and better and better. They've got some drivers. They need to finalise their British roster this year. I've spoken to Dan Hart. I've seen Paul Hardy here. Already they have got drivers. They're not far off the Fusion machine. So it's going to be you know, 10 years ago, it was Eclipse, and then it was AIM, and then it was Oliver Rowland, and now it's XL. The one constant, there, those colours. And speaking to a couple of other people saying that, you know, why the advantage to the team? Well, on a test day, you know, you can go out with 5 karts and you can have 5 subtle setup changes on each one. They all come back in, they share the data to find the best one. If you're a privateer driver, you need 5 practice sessions to get the same results as the teams get in one. But you've then got to put it into practice. Having the best kart in theory is great. You've got to have the best kart, best driver on track when it comes crunch time, how to race. Here comes Luca Narroway, splitting the 2 XL motorsport karts of Mason Brooks and Colby Patterson as they come out. And I'm glad that Whilton Mill painted the curbs because, you know, the drivers have been using them judiciously. Now, 1 XL kart down, 1 more to go. And fantastic team driving. Davidson, we talked about why it was a good thing he stayed in Waterswift Restricted last year.
Yep.
It gave him that extra little bit of nous. He knows how to win, he can handle the pressure, and so he's not getting flustered, he's sitting. This is good. Then Gibson, Clark and Newstead doing the same thing. Now, George House starting to come back into play. Where's Mason Brooks gone?
He's 6th
He's
still.
He's still 6th. House and Patterson. So we've got 5 Fusions, 3 XLs, and a lone Evolve Falcon up at the front now. The privateers, for all their hard work, their labours in these long races, are starting to fade back ever so slightly. Champney is 10th, Ackerman is 11th. Johnson Stewart doing well in 12th. Chester Forks is just behind them as well in 13th position. Love these long races.
Yeah, the long races keeping people in play as well. Here's Zach Champney down the inside of Colby Patterson. So Champney moving up the order. I would say anyone in the top 13, do you know what, let's make it 14, have still got at least a small chance of a podium here today. This one's just simmering. This is on a long cook on a Sunday lunchtime here at Whilton Mill. Williams still leading from Davidson, Gibson, Newstead, Clark. They're just keeping ranks at the moment, knowing that the likes of Brooks, Narroway and House aren't too far behind. Out of the final corner, a little bit wide there.
Again,
for
Harry Williams doesn't want to do that very often, because if he does that a couple more times, Alfie Davidson will think to himself, okay, well, Harry's made 2 mistakes. That's going to be slowing us down. I've got to go.
Harry Williams waiting for his best results in these Rear Tools British Kart Championship events. Has had some good results on the European scene. Not necessarily
in last year's IAME Warriors final, Harry Williams.
And had a decent run of things in Euro Series as well. So out of the Osiers complex, that's another great shot.
Oh, come on now. Come on. Man's got to try and concentrate on commentating, and he's showing me shots like that. There's nothing better when the sun is shining than the Motorsport UK British Kart Championship. It's why more people watch this than any other karting in the UK. It's why we get the drivers from all over the world. And it's why, I've got to say, we're now officially calling this place Whilton Mill International. Wheel to wheel between Narroway and House.
Key laps here, I feel, for Brooks, Narroway and House, because I'm just not feeling that Mason Brooks has got the pace to close in on the Fusion 5 right now. And you can see George House is starting to think, hang on a minute, I need track position, or Luca Narroway to make the move to try and break up the rope. There's still a good amount of time here for the chasing peloton. Oh, actually, it's the breakaway that's the bigger group of drivers at the moment to close in. But it's starting to get to that phase of the race, Henry, where you've got to start making the moves now. What was the pace like from Brooks that time around? 51.14. It's not bad. It's pretty much the same pace as Harry Williams at the very front of the field. But as a result, they're not closing in. George House has a look down the inside of Luca Narroway. Luca Narroway is in no mind to try and help George House here. There's a little touch between the two of them. This isn't going to be deciding where the O-Plate goes. That's going to come, of course, later on as Narroway's off the road and House is through. House is through, coming out of Ashby Corner. But now, that chase group has been split up now, Henry.
And Luca Narroway, he may not be happy with the situation, but he's going to have to suck it up, Buttercup, and push House, or else your chances are gone. If you battle to try and get the place back because you're not happy, then you're going to lose all chances. This is where we'll see how has Luca matured. He's got to get his head down and think, okay, I'm not happy, but I've got to go for it. I'm getting word from the paddock, Andrew Mather, that Dan Hazelwood has just said if we get a Fusion top 5, it's free spray tan and teeth whitening for everybody in his house later on.
Oh, that's all you need for bigging you up for a big result here at Whilton Mill. Just over 4 minutes of this one to go. The other trouble for the chasing pack, the Fusions have increased their pace, all of them in the 51.0s. We're talking tenths of a second, but they really are starting to dominate this race now, as opposed to just have it under full control. Through the final chicane once more, 4 minutes to go. Harry Williams still leading the breakaway. Davidson, Gibson, Newstead, Clark, they haven't broken ranks for a good few laps now as we head onto lap number 14. The gap back to Mason Brooks now is 2.5 seconds. There are the chasing excels. George House looking for another victory. He will not give up.
Nope.
We saw this at IAME Winter Cup about 5 or 6 weeks ago, where he was on the front row, had technical issues on the formation lap, slipped back, came back through, didn't win that race, but he gave a mighty, mighty good go. This is a battle further back. This is Chester Fawkes coming back through the order, has just got ahead of Colby Patterson. But there's news. It's not good news for Excel Motorsport. George House plus 5 second penalty. So a penalty in race for the IAME Euro Series winner from 1 week ago. George House has a mighty, mighty tall order to win the O-Plate here today.
And now business starts to pick up. Consider this. On top, outside the restaurant, on the viewing gantry, there are 5 Fusion mechanics standing side by side. In the Fusion tent, there are 5 kart bays where they work side by side. There have been 5 sets of instructions that have gone out to these drivers. But these youngsters, they only listen so much. The urge to win. There's now 2 minutes to go. Gloves have got to come off. There is no I in team, but there's an I in win. And that is what all 5 of these drivers have driven beautifully to put themselves in this position. Now we'll find out who has kept that last little bit under their hat, ready for when it matters most of all.
Keep an eye on George Clark in 4th place. Oh, he just had the door closed on him there by Ozzie Gibson.
Bang.
Newstead back through to 4th place, but George Clark has a tendency to finish strong. Gibson's nearly out on the curb. 3 wide for a moment there with Newstead and Clark, and look, Mason Brooks is back. George House is back on the road, but remember, it's a plus 5 second penalty. He'd have to get way up the road to still win this O-Plate. But this is it now. This is why we've been talking about this race as a potential Alpha Live Race of the Week contender. 90 seconds, 80 seconds to go. Harry Williams still has position at the front of the field. The form book, the record book would not suggest that Harry Williams has the best opportunity to win this race, but his form this weekend at Whilton Mill, he has kept himself at the front consistently. He's got to do it for 60 seconds plus 1 more lap, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 teammates, a former teammate and an IAME Euro Series winner immediately behind him.
Every driver has to break through. They have to burst through that glass ceiling and take their first major victory at some point. Is this the point for Harry Williams? Yes, he's defending. He's white lining it, but he's got to. Because if he lets one through, they'll all come through. He's driven on the line for 12, 13 minutes. With 2 minutes to go, every man for themselves. Oh, and Davidson climbs up over the back of him. Davidson tried the crossover move, and that costs Alfie Davidson second. It's now Austin Gibson in the third. One champion replaced by another, and they're all chasing the one driver in the Fusion team that hasn't won a big one yet. And is this the moment?
And this is where the experience could count. Yes, Harry Williams has got prior experience in this category, but in a Fusion, he is new. Austin Gibson has been in these colours for the last year or so. He knows the team operation. Alfie Davidson is starting to fade a little bit. He's back down into 5th place, but it's been a sterling effort from last year's IAME Waterswift Restricted champion. One more lap to go. Any of these could win it. Harry Williams has control. Austin Gibson is going to be looking for the big Aussie move. There's near contact. There is contact. It's a repeat of the same thing from 1 lap ago. Somehow Williams is still in the lead. Mason Brooks is up into 3rd place now. Austin Newstead round the outside can only hold in 4th. There's more little touches further down the order. Williams defends into Ashby. Gibson's alongside. Mason Brooks is out wide and on the grass, and still Williams will not yield this lead. It's now Austin Newstead there in 2nd place. George House is 3rd. Luca Narroway's off the road into the boot for the final time. Can Harry Williams hold on for the biggest win in his young British karting career? Yes, he can. Harry Williams becomes British Open champion in IAME Waterswift with the most brilliant race from the front. He never, ever gave up. He didn't crack. And with all of the pressures from Newstead, House, Gibson, Davidson, Brooks, Narroway, all of them, Harry Williams has won it. Harry Williams is your new O-Plate owner.